with the coronavirus raging, President-elect Joe Biden says Dr. Anthony Fauci will be on his team and that he will ask everyone in America to wear a mask.
On the first day I'm inaugurated to say I'm going to ask the public for 100 days to mask. Just 100 days to mask. Not forever, 100 days.
Well, the FDA is set to approve Pfizer's two-dose vaccine next week. And with confidence in the vaccine still shaky, 3 former presidents say they'll take the vaccine in public. And we bring in political insider Armstrong Williams to discuss this and more. Armstrong, good to talk to you. What's your reaction to hearing the mask policy that Joe Biden laid out last night? And should Americans have concerns about taking this vaccine?
No, I think we should always give the benefit of the doubt to our incoming president and his vice president. I think that Vice President-elect Biden did not come to this conclusion in any kind of easy way. I think through the advice and counsel of Dr. Fauci and others. And I think asking Americans for 3 months to wear the mask, I'm not sure if he's asking wear it outside. I think he's talking about inside federal buildings and other areas on buses and trains and airplanes where the president would have jurisdiction. I think that's a fair thing. Anything to stop the spread of this virus, I think we should respect and at least give the president-elect an opportunity to see whether this works or not. I don't think there's nothing to lose and everything to gain by respecting. I think what he laid out is pretty reasonable, Melanie.
And President Trump had a tense meeting this week with Attorney General Bill Barr. This was after Barr said that the Justice Department has not seen the fraud that could have changed the outcome of the election. So sort of at odds with President Trump's perspective. Is Bill Barr on thin ice, and could he be fired over this?
No, the issue is that I think both the president and the attorney general is correct. I don't think anyone who watched those hearings this week, especially in Georgia, where the poll watcher who got there first in the morning and by the end of the day say that the polls were closed and ushered everybody out of the room, and she goes under the table and pull out 4 big boxes and start counting those as ballots. Obviously, there's fraud and corruption. I think what the attorney general is saying, while that does exist and you see much of it around the country, he does not see it rising to the level where it would change the results of the election, and that they will continue their investigation and it is ongoing. And if anything changes, he would notify the public. Obviously, the president would probably be somewhat upset with this, but this is the attorney general. He's actually independent in many ways of the president of the United States, and he cannot hide the facts because it would cause an uprising among the people that respect him over at the Department of Justice. So I think they're both right. But still, while there was fraud and abuse, which needs to be corrected, we need this election reform. It doesn't arise, according to the Attorney General, to the level where it would change the dynamics of what happened in November during the presidential election.
And now let's turn to those pardons we're hearing President Trump is considering. He's considering pardoning as many as 20 of his aides and associates before he leaves office, and that would include his 3 adult children. Some Republicans, though, believe that offering legal shelter to his friends and family could actually backfire. What's your take on these pardons?
It goes to show you the hypocrisy of those that don't really understand the rule of law and how pardons work. This president is doing nothing that's no different than what any presidents have done in the past. And the only the jurisdiction that these pardons have is where it's a federal, where there's federal crimes. But that doesn't mean that the president's children or the president will be pardoned from ongoing investigations in state courts across this country. The president still faces challenges in the state of New York and others, including Michael Flynn. He may pardon him, but he may face other challenges in state courts. It just means that for the federal charges, the president is making a pardon. It's within his right. It's no different. Even if he decides to assume that someone may try to bring charges against him in the future, he puts in place a pardon for himself. While it may sound a little bit off-putting, it's not unusual, and it does not exonerate them or protect them if there are ongoing investigations in these state jurisdictions.
And Armstrong, before we go, I have to ask you, what is going on behind you? We see some workmen in your office today.
Well, obviously with COVID-19 and Melanie, you can understand that so much is changing at our stations across the country. We have to be very cautious. And so, because I've been broadcasting the show from here of late, I decided to build my own studio and background. I have my wood shop that I do on the weekend. And so what I decided to do, instead of feeling exactly what I wanted. So I'm designing a new look that will be debuted on my Monday night digital show right here on all SBG websites. So I'm building the studio. We work early, 5 a.m. in the morning. This is unusual. America is still at work. We're still employing people. We're still stimulating the economy. So as much as you see us building a studio here, we're employing people in the workforce as well. Work must life.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing the new look of your new studio. Armstrong Williams, thanks so much. And you can watch the Armstrong Williams show every Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. right here on WJLA 24/7 News.